Hello everybody, it's vanburman here and welcome to Total War Warhammer 2. Now I have completed this, but this isn't anything like a review or anything, it's just really an overview. There's not going to be any spoilers per se, but if you want literally an untouched experience, then don't watch this video. So the main story has been completed, which I'm not going to discuss, but if you've read any of the blurb or any of the stuff really about the game, then you'll know exactly what it entails. So I've decided to play as, well, I just played as the High Elves. I just clicked play. As soon as I went on the campaign, I thought, you know, we'll go the default one and do all the tutorial rubbish, which, you know, is pretty standard, but it needs to be in there for people who haven't played it before. I'm actually really impressed. I'm impressed and impressed with Warhammer 2, actually. I don't know if I prefer it to the first one. I will enjoy it when we get the other bit added in. But the first thing I would say is the map on here is really big. Or at least, to me anyway, all this area here, I only really started exploring up here now, and sort of on the top, on the coast. I spent pretty much all of the game just in here around the vortex. I don't know what this place is actually even called, to be fair. High Elfland is what I'm gonna call it, but I'm not. Does it have a Avalon? Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, most of the game I spent taking out all the other High Elves and just taking this bit for myself. It's all like fully upgraded with all sorts of different rubbish. And now I've just started to go after the High Elves. So I quite was appreciative of the idea that the game is not now just about, you know, the conquest of all the land and that type of get-up. However, I do, you know, miss the fact that I just stayed on that island the whole time. You know, I've got this province down here, this ring here, and I've just started on the Black Coast over here. I've confederated with some other High Elves which popped up randomly or didn't pop up. I only just discovered them really late on in the game, so I own these islands down here and these islands here as well that I've confederated with those High Elf factions. Now we're going after the Dark Elves, because now it's completed, you can still obviously carry on and just go for an overall victory as well, which is what I'm doing. Oh, I'm a troop short. I must have lost my Dragon Princes. That's really annoying, because everyone was rank 9. Okay, well, let's globally recruit some of them. 5 turns. Bugger. So, this guy I've been using more than anything. I'm trying to get him leveled up. So he's, I don't know, he's not like a legendary lord or anything, but I don't know if you have to do something special to unlock him. But Alistair the White Lion, so he gets like a buff for the White Lions, so that's why I've got loads of them in here, and I've got all his skills that sort of buff them up as well. And just going after the Dark Elves I thought would just be, you know, fairly interesting. I've got the corruption and everything else to deal with over here, and seems like a good thing to start off with. What are we rolling with here? I've got my Eagle Bolt Throwers. I'm just trying to think if this is even worth fighting, because obviously it is massively in my favour, but yeah, whatever. We'll do it. We'll do no siege equipment and see how we go. So the siege battles, even from the first game, not been improved any at all, unfortunately. I don't know which one is the volume here. Hold on. Oh no, it's not that one. My bad. I just need to sort out my volume. It's a little bit loud. And so, which I did more possible areas that sort of condense the fight, literally. But so far I've been enjoying it. I really enjoyed the fantasy units. You know, the other thing about it is as well, you know, like stuff like the dragons. They're not overpowered. If you want to really target, that was a great game. If you want to target them down, it will work for you quite easily, to be fair. That's what I found anyway. So I do keep a dragon in there, obviously, because it'd be rude not to, anyway. So my microphone is in the way of my keyboard action, which is lovely. Right. This is annoying. So as per one of the rights, I get this ability called WARHAMMER. I've not actually used it on attacking a siege, but yeah, it seems like it should do pretty decent damage, so we're going to be trying that one as well. I'm going to get the Eagle Bolt Throwers up. I suppose you're going to want to see these units, aren't you? So these guys, they're just ballisted. I think they're the only artillery that we have with the elves. And the Dark Elves are sort of a vertical, massive crossbow thing. I've got Chariots. They're my cavalry units. Not really much use to them at the moment. I'll put them over here so we can have them ready to attack. Lawmaster, he is sort of like mage slash greatsword slash trains all my troops. Yeah, he's a bit of everything. Probably one of the best heroes you can get. And my guy's got Vanguard deployment, which is a bit silly, but there you go. And these are the Sea Guard. So these are the best archers, I believe, and got shields and fairly decent in combat as well. Shields and spears. Look really cool from a distance. The more and more I see it, you know, the more and more I think this could be Lord of the Rings. But yeah, unfortunately not. So I'm just going to send these guys, get them up on the walls. Probably should have picked one more over here, but there you go. And we'll get the rest of them ready to chop. Stick these guys here. Let's try this hammer then. Come on then, what am I looking for? Fort wall. Oof. Did a decent amount of damage. Right, let's get these guys targeting the gatehouse. As with always, these sieges are going to give us massive losses, but I apologise for my movement of the thing I've got, because I need to adjust this microphone really, but it's too late now. Probably. Those guys can fire, which is good. Been back and played some of the older Total Wars. So I got myself a little cheap laptop, and it's actually pretty good for things like medieval Total War and Shogun. Going back and playing that, there is certain things that you miss now, like especially UI-wise, that CA give you. Oh wow, these guys are getting absolutely smashed. Right, let's get my my best friend up on there. I mean, he's getting shot anyway, so won't do him much hurt. Not so much bunched together, but let's get these guys. Oh, gates are destroyed. Send in the chariots. Should have used my dragon, really. So from what I gather, the White Lions are a bit more of an ambush troop than anything, but they are pretty cool. Chase them down. He's standing there idle. Oh wow, these guys have just left me to it. Oh, my dragon's gone AWOL. I'm gonna get some good action, good fighting action here, but so Dark Elves have got their special ability now, which gives them a bit more of a boost this time, I think. My lord is under attack. Ah, yes. So I managed to get this guy a bit of a special move from an artifact. This is one of the High Elves' unique wind spells. Wow. Okay, I didn't actually realise that would happen. There's some pretty mean damage there to the structures. Not on purpose, I promise you. Let's give a bit of a buff to everyone. Actually, let's get the dragon off the wall. I mean, he should be, you know. Let's get these guys off the wall. Just get all these guys off the wall. my dragon. Let's get him on these riders then. So they decided not to target down the dragon, which would probably be the first thing I would have attempted to do, if I could have done. Is he going to these guys? I think he is. Go on then. Give him a fiery breath. Oh no, it's these guys. It wasn't that impressive, dragon. But never mind.
White lions, ever loyal. The greater good.
Right, need to recharge. Let's get pop one of them off. Control A attack. That works pretty well. Someone somewhere may get that reference.
White lions.
These guys are going to break before we get in there, aren't they? Yeah. Oh. Okay then. That was easy enough. No, my guys are not fussed in the slightest. Alright, we're in the battle there. It wasn't obviously ever going to be a difficult battle. But yeah.
A noble victory.
No, it's right in front of my face. It's either obstructing my view or obstructing my hand. One or the other.
Leave nothing of value.
Okay, so there's a couple of other quirks that have been changed in this game. So as you probably know from the first one, if you wanted to inhabit, you know, dwarven lands or chaos lands or wherever you weren't supposed to, or as a game deemed you weren't supposed to with the settlements, so they now have climates, so to speak of. So the climates will be suitable or unsuitable for your particular faction, and that will then give you some negative or positive, no, it's just negative or non traits. So this one is uninhabitable, which obviously you can see the list of different stuff that it gives you there, which does make things a bit more interesting, but it's one of them, if you've got enough military might to hold it anyway, it's not terrible. So our main problem over here is more the corruption side of things. But it looks like we're doing just fine for now. Alistar can be upgraded. That's good. Well, there we go, that's better. Okay, microphone problem is sorted. So as you can see, I've gone to really try and buff up the white lines as much as possible. So that one gives them +8 melee attack and defense, and then that's for the dragons. I don't know why. Oh, Chariot, obviously, because I've got chariots. That's for the archers, and this is for, yeah, the white lines as well. So this only kicks in when they're rank 7 or, is it all rank 7 or higher? Yeah. So they have to be pretty elite at the time when they actually get the boost anyway, so you'll see there's a bit of a difference between those two units, for example. But there you go, it's nice, just a bit of an extra boost, it always helps. The other thing you get now is, as well, is, as you can see, a little thing down here that doesn't let you end the turn until you've addressed the situations, addressed the issues that you've got, which is good and also really annoying, but you do, I find I rely on it a bit too much. I think if I went back and played some of the older Total War, I'd probably miss having this sort of thing. At this point, I'd assign in skill points up left, right and centre every blooming turn, so it has become a bit tedious at this particular point. I don't know what's this shiny thing. Okay, fair enough. So Dark Elves have got a heck of a lot of territory. Like, the map is huge. When they put this and the New World and the Old World together, That's going to be a grand old campaign, and especially if they then, with the third game, add that one in as well. Yeah, like I say, I didn't even get off my starting island until really late on, so one of them. Some of you may not really like it. It is still, they've not added much back in that sort of gives it the same level of complexity and detail as the older Total Wars, I don't feel. The High Elves have an intrigue sort of system where they can use influence that you gain through events to affect the relations between other factions, whether that be you and other factions, or, you know, let's say the dwarves and the Skaven. You can increase their relations if you wanted to, or decrease them, or, I mean, I get the intrigue behind it. That's pretty good, to be fair. But I found that I hardly used it. I only used it a couple of times, and I didn't really notice too much difference. No one declared war because of it. Just made things a bit more awkward for the people who were. So Bretonnia are here. This is their little expeditionary force. I think it would feel a lot more authentic if and when we do have the combined world map. I don't actually know if we're getting one for the old world and the new world, or if it's just going to be when they release the third game, which I suppose we'll have to see. I've given up with upgrading settlements and stuff. I only do it when it pops up down here, and I've just got armies kicking around everywhere. Like I say, there's not really anything to do now. It's just a matter of mopping up the Dark Elves and seeing if they do actually put up a fight back, which doesn't look like they're going to be fair. That is a really hefty guy. Bloody hell. What we got here? We've got the Black Guard of Nagaron. That's their best, one of their best melee troops. Black Ark Corsairs, don't know about them, to be fair. They're probably good. The Dark Shard Shields, I believe they're the best. Their best archery units. 2 units of Harpies, 2 Bolt Throwers. That's their ones. And 3 War Hydras. Incredible.
The Asur follow strength.
I think if they came out and attacked me, I'd probably struggle. I mean, the White Lions are good, but they're not the greatest unit by far. Well, there you go. A hitch in the road. So we'll besiege them for a few turns, see how that goes. I didn't really know how long I was going to make this episode, by the way, so yeah, it's just going to be whatever it is, to be honest. I've got full use stacks just sat around here. That was mainly from the main storyline, which, like I say, I'm not going to go into, but there was that reason for that. I do sort of want to go to war with the scaling, so I might do that, make things a bit more interesting. This guy, I believe, I obtained him from a confederation, but we should be able to attack them next turn. So yeah, just go after the scaling, take all their land, of which they have a good few coastal provinces, although I think most of them are not meant to be inhabitable because they're all chaos fueled, but the ones up here I just raise, so maybe I could just raise them. Maybe that'd be the better thing to do rather than occupy. Do I have a backup force? No. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, when you scroll out, it gives you the full world view. I don't know if that was actually in the last game or not, but it feels a lot more smoother now. Everything feels a lot tighter. The battles feel a little bit longer. Don't know if that's been done on purpose or not. Armies seem to be a lot less spammy as well, which is quite nice. Other than there is one faction actually, and I will show you them because they're still in the game. I took out all of their presence over here on this particular, on the Black Coast, but there's this one faction when they come up, and they just kept sending over full stacks of literally all their different horse cavalry units. So they just have all like horse marauders, hero marauder, or whatever they're called, the chariots, all that and just come over and try and take this one particular island, which they managed to do once, actually. But besieging the settlement was utterly pointless. Like, they had to have their general or their leader had to do the battering ram to get it down. So I think the reason we lost the first one, he's really going for it, isn't he? The reason we lost the first one there, that one there. The reason we lost the first one was because I just auto-resolved it, because I thought, oh, no chance of winning that one. They've got overwhelming numbers, overwhelming everything. But if I'd have actually realised and fought it, probably could have held it on, because it was just cavalry units. So yeah, these guys here, what are these? The Hung Warband, that's it. Those guys. So I will be getting my vengeance on them at some point, but or continuation of the vengeance anyway. So the land over here is starting to become untainted, which obviously we saw from the first game, but it's all looking a bit nicer now than it was previously. There's still a bit of Dark Elf architecture there, but I'm sure we can get rid of that at some point.
Our people are being tainted.
No, our people are fine. So there's no cap. Like, level 30 obviously was the cap before. It just keeps going on and on and on. So you keep having to assign skill points to lords that have unlocked everything. Okay, so let's go after this. Declare war. Citadel of Dusk. I could probably confederate with them, to be honest.
I will lead the assault.
No point fighting that one. 238, that is tasty. Okay, just raise. Oh, it's green. But it was red.
To the king.
Okay, my bad. It's going to cost me all my troops now. Oh yeah, because it's part of that province. My bad. If I get attacked now and die, it's not, I only have myself to blame. Let's give him immortality just in case. So I don't think we saw that in the first game, but effectively what it does is if they die, then they do like if they get defeated in battle and wiped out, then they do like the legendary lords do and come back in the pool after however many turns it's deemed suitable. I don't really need any money. I guess we'll do... Oh no, it's already untainted. I guess we'll do patrols. I don't really know. So I'm building up a considerable war chest right now. Not too much else to do at present. Because I'm only really fighting on the two fronts, so I've not got much to do. I'm hoping that at some point we're going to get a really big couple of stacks come and try and take that province from me, but they'll probably be too preoccupied with the Bretonians in the area, I would have thought. I don't generally run with world map agents. I tend to embed them into the armies, but you know what the AI is like, it loves it. So if you click fast forward, it will just whiz through. And as long as nothing directly affects you, it will whiz through all the turns. Like, even if there's movements in an area that's visible, it won't show you. Or it will have, just to go through it really quick. So unfortunately all the stuff that happens around this province is, yeah, all documented and highlighted. All the other stuff should be fairly straightforward, I'd have thought. So it looks like the Dark Elves have sent a small force after me, which I'm very grateful for that. Give me something to kill. So I've unlocked all of the final advancements. Just going through stuff now, but not overly fussed about what's going on. Ooh, well, we brought them. Ooh, Malekith's back. Load of bolt throwers. I don't actually know what. That's not got a huge amount of defense. I'm gonna. Oh, it's only 2 more turns from being done. I suppose I just let him take it, really, don't I? There's some high veterancy there. Suppose I could try and. Now, which one's got block army? I think it might be this one. Hinder, wound. No, doesn't help. What about my sorceress? Ah, block army. Only no. 50%. That's not going to help me too much. I say we just leave it. It's only 2 more turns until that's ready, and then we'll go after it. Oh, okay. We've got another army there. Right, well, let's pull back this guy then.
For the Ever Queen, fall back! Orders.
I was pushing rather quick anyway, so we'll pull him back over there. We can deal with the Dark Elves if they try and take it. We'll probably actually fight it, to be fair, just to see what stuff they've got. But Malekith is a SOB. He's as with all legendary lords, they've got their own quirks and they're usually pretty darn good. So right, just nip through all these. I'll be honest with you, before we got to this point in the game, this wasn't anywhere near like this. But yeah, it tells you that you've not moved people, which, you know, is good, but I just got camped at my largest outpost in the, well, middle of nowhere, quite frankly. Once again, that was more to do with before I completed the main storyline, so just bear that in mind, it won't be like that usually. So what are these guys going to do then? You're going to attack my garrison? You go for it. Court of pleasure. Oh no, they didn't actually attack me, they raided me instead. Still, at least they're up to something. Well, how about you stop attacking my garrison and just send an army after me? The Skaven are really annoying to fight, by the way. But I do think they've been done pretty well. As in, they fight how you would expect them to fight as well. So, just the tactics and their quirks and everything else. Oh, vampires. See, I'd rather it just be the Von Carsteins. I'd rather the Bretonnian ones just be Bretonnia. I'd rather, you know, the Empire Expeditionary Force just be, you know, the Empire, or, you know, or even if it was one of the other, you know, minor factions. Because obviously we've got the top knots in here, we've got the scaling, so it is done for some of them, just not for others.
Tyrion, heir of an area.
Okay, so he's got one more turn. Oh, I don't know whether. Ooh, Malekith's gone and hidden in Ice Rock Gorge. That's interesting. Okay, well, let's take out these guys that are raiding me then for a start. Ooh, or not. Okay.
My prowess is needed.
Thank you.
Setting up
It was never likely to be an issue though, was it? Let's be honest. So next turn I'll go after Ice Rock Gorge. Maybe we'll get a battle between Malekith and whatever my legendary lord is called. That's how little I paid attention to my guys. Oh, upgrade. So I don't mind when we get an upgrade. It actually then means I can start spending money. I expected a bigger fight back from the Dark Elves, I'm not going to lie. So I was just trying to think about who I wanted to play as next. I'm really keen on playing as the Dark Elves. The only issue I then see with that is I've just gone from playing as the High Elves and then playing as Dark Elves, which I'm presuming they play quite similarly. Whereas, for example, the Skaven, totally different kettle of fish. Like, you actually will have to play them a certain way, I would have thought, to get the best out of it. That they've garrisoned up there, that could be a major battle. Oh, they're going to attack me here. After all the crap I've just given them. Sounds about right. Okay, I don't really want to see these minor clans. Let's just go through, See if we can get a battle.
I despise you and all that you stand for. Speak.
Who are these guys? Ah, I think these guys actually were... Yes, they turned their back on me actually, I seem to recall. You can join my confederation. Or bugger off. Yeah, someone declared war on me and they sort of backed out and went, no, we don't want to fight them. You deal with them by yourself.
Chariot.
I was like, oh, that's how it is.
Kill them.
I see.
No mercy.
How are we looking? Oh, we got the advantage with... Oh, there's not going to be any siege equipment.
Bring me battle.
I was hoping and thought this one would be quite close. As you can see, there's like, obstacles and stuff in the battle maps. I don't think there was so much of that previously.
There is glory to be
I
won.
got a few bolt throwers. I'll have to rush them.
Bring me
Yeah,
battle.
got them. And maybe we'll do a live battle at some point of the whatever the other settlement is. It's a massive garrison. I'll get city. That might be quite cool. Watch. War hydras everywhere. I found them to be as useful as the dragons, but the Dark Elves do get themselves a black dragon anyway, so don't feel too sorry for them. I really love the background on this. It's really nice. All I keep thinking of every time I see it, and I probably already said in this video actually, is I just think Lord of the Rings. That's all I think of when I watch this. Tyrion's on horseback, isn't he? Who's this guy? He's on Chariot, so... Yeah, let's put those guys together. Over that side. You two can stick together.
The Reaper.
Chosen of power. Lawmaster of
Actually,
power.
he should go with them.
Lawmaster.
It shall be done.
Like I say, these guys are normally pretty good in melee, so I can usually turn off the skirmish mode. Stick these three together. Let's get these three attack this side. So it's probably my ranged units that's going to give me the advantage in this particular battle. He's got pretty good range, to be fair.
Tyrion. Tireless.
I want to put these guys in a group. That's annoying.
We advance.
Dragon princes. Ready
Let's
and
move those
able.
guys over there. Where's my flying? There we go. Okay, I want you to hit... Yeah, probably go after the bolt throwers, I would have thought. I'm just trying to think, is there anything I'm particularly scared of? Actually. Because he's flying, that's what gives me an advantage. Right. So the Phoenix is a little bit intensive in the fact that you have to drop it like a gyrocopter. Oh wow, he's getting absolutely slaughtered. Let's go after him actually. Let's not mess around. Attack. Let's get you guys in.
Orders received. Attack.
Forward.
Oh, what's gone on here? I think my magic has been interrupted by the looks of it. I think we're doing okay currently. The Dark Elves are going to get their buff. think we're not doing too bad right now. Right. Let's drop a phoenix. There we go, look at that. Beautiful. Nothing like a good wind spell to give you the confidence in the morning. Are we ready with another one? Not yet. Are you ready? Yes, you are. There's always one part of the battlefield you end up not paying attention to, which in my case is usually all of it. Where's my Lawmaster? Oh, I haven't got any spells. Darn it. Let's go after Malekith. Bolt thrower. I don't think I'm going to be able to take him down, actually. I think he's got a bit too much health. Unless the bolt thrower can get him. No, I think he's got away. Didn't actually lose too many men in the end. It seemed a bit more of a scrap than I was first expecting, but yeah, you do have to be quite careful with your flying units. The Phoenixes, if anything, I probably prefer the Eagles to them.
The might of Ulf-1.
It's just a bit macro intensive. What have we got here? Obsidian Lodestone. Ooh. I'd very much like to have a look at that. Let's just occupy.
Thank the gods.
Magic resistance 20%, so nothing
Shield against the darkness.
incredible, but not terrible. Very good. Okay. Not really much else to show you, to be honest. This is sort of where I am. I think probably the Skaven will be my next one. I just think like it'd be much more of a different challenge. Obviously starting on a totally different part of the world as well, which would be nice. Actually, I don't know where the Skaven are. Starting position. I thought it was down here. Anyway, wherever it is, I look forward to playing that one. And probably may do a couple of battles on that one as well. I think probably what we'll do is, if it all goes right, get this guy round. I'll get Alistair over as well. We'll do a bit of a huge battle, have my 40 stack against their, well, almost like 33 stack where they'll be defending as well, so that'll be quite a tight one, I reckon. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it's helped you have a look at, see what Total War Warhammer 2 is like. And as always, if you've got any questions or anything, just let me know. Right, thanks for watching guys. See you next time. Goodbye.